rolling in.
Broadcast.
Welcome to Friday Night Thunder, the podcast. I'm your host, Derek Miller, with my co-host,
Styres.
And today we have special guest, Geoffrey from GeForce TV. Is that what's your shirt saying?
Well, I officially work for Glenn, but yeah, GeForce TV on the shirt.
So let's talk about what you do for Glenn, the capacity that you have.
Yeah, so I started working for Glenn in 1998. So we're going on like 20 plus years now that I've been a Speedway announcer. And it was about 5 years ago I came to him, and I hated my day job and always wanted to work full-time in racing. So I came to Glenn and gave him a pitch one night on why he should hire me to take over the Speedway, and I've been running it since.
That's amazing. So over 20 years you've known each other. That's great.
I kind of look at it like a little brother, you know, because I was there on opening day when Glenn opened up racing with my dad, and we came on the first Sunday, and, you know, so I've kind of seen it blossom from a seed in the ground to where we are now.
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
I think the first story that comes to my mind was the announcer that we had at the time. His name was Chris, right?
Yep.
And Clinton was like caught in the middle because that guy says, I work alone, right? And Clinton's like, what do I do? And I said, get out there and announce, this is my place. And the guy said, well, I quit, right? And I said, well, if you quit, you can't use my stairs. You're going to go out the window. And so he decided to stay. And did he quit after that and you started?
Yeah, he finished the night and then he never came back the next year. But back then we didn't have wireless microphones. So we were all like this, one man in a tower. Nobody went down trackside. If you won the race, all he said was, hey, how about a hand for Glenn Styres from the tower? You didn't actually get any interaction with them.
And I wanted trackside interviews because when cars crashed, I wanted their family to know that they were all right.
I think the immersion factor that we have at Ohsweken is huge. We bring you right in closer. You know, even with the camera angles we got now with the live stream stuff we're doing, we're bringing it right to you closer than any other sport is doing it on dirt right now. And that's something we're real proud of.
Yeah, that's a really great broadcast that you guys bring every week. And GeForce TV, tell me how this came about. What is GeForce TV?
Well, it started out with the Ohsweken stream team. So we started streaming the races about 4 years ago. And that was a big leap. Like a guy like Glenn has to come on board to say, yeah, because all the other tracks are worried that if you give away your product for free, people just stay home and watch. But one of the things that I've said for the last couple of years is our product is so badass, we're going to give it away for free and dare you to stay home because you won't. You'll come out. And at $15 for an adult, you're not going to find a more cost-effective way to bring your friends and family out and see some real wild entertainment. Like they're crashing cars 20 feet in front of you through a piece of chain link fence. Like it doesn't get much more exciting than that.
Geoffrey's on the scene down in corner one.
I got Derek Miller here. Derek, first question, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What happened?
I just ran out of room there. Had a good run, and it just closed up on me when I was right there, so nothing I could do.
Car does not look pretty.
She's looked prettier, that's for sure.
So we created GeForce, which is basically brought all of our entities together under one roof on YouTube. So it's a free platform. Anybody can watch for free. It's there for you 24/7. And, you know, if you watch something on TV, if you don't catch it at 9 o'clock, it goes. If you don't PVR it, it's gone. This stuff is always there for you to watch.
Yeah, that's incredible. And what made you get into that, Glenn? Like, you just seen the need?
I looked at advertising. People all over the country, if we got he's doing advertising, right? It just helps pay for that, and it gives more value to our people that are advertising. And I just knew it would be okay. I still have people today saying, why are you giving it away? You should be selling it. But it's just basically free advertising for us. And we get to show our product and people want to come and see it.
And it's such a great sport that it's not even seeing the success in mainstream yet.
No.
And that's what I see the growth potential of that.
See, I equate a lot to, like, when I was younger, I would say ringette, okay? But even out here, we could say lacrosse, okay? So lacrosse is a major sport. There's millions of people who play it around the world, but it doesn't get the mainstream coverage. And we're kind of in that realm, too. And you look at where we are, I kind of look at us like a junior sports hockey team or something like that, where we can bring in 3,000 people, and we kind of market ourselves to those same type of fan base.
Yeah, and there's a lot of potential, and this model that you guys have developed is helping build that sport in this region. Like Southern Ontario has so many tracks around here.
We're saturated. One thing that we've been able to do with G-Force this year is get out with this COVID virus is all the other tracks were shut down. So it started with Humberstone. They came up with a plan to pay out the drivers and charge a certain amount. We came in and started broadcasting it for them, and now we've done, I think, 13 live broadcasts across the province. Our sport is perfect for TV, and we found that 2 seasons ago when we started our deal with MAV TV Canada, and we got involved with Pinty's, and we started All North Racing powered by Pinty's on MAV TV, and that was huge for us to get on national TV and put ourselves shoulder to shoulder with the stick and ball sports. And when you look at someone like Pinty's, who are one of the major players here in Canada and North America for major sports. I mean, they're involved with Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, like you name it, they're there. And they're part of Ohsweken Speedway, which is a huge get for us because when you go to the Pinty's website now, you see Toronto Blue Jays, Hamilton Tiger Cats, Toronto Maple Leafs, and Ohsweken Speedway, which puts us in great company with some of the people. And the fact that a guy like Tony believes in Glenn and myself and the plans that we've been trying to make, that's a huge validation for a guy like me to know that someone who's that powerful in sports believes in our plan to keep putting funding into us.
So that shows me that there is actual movement towards that mainstream. If Ohsweken's getting lumped in with those
100%.
major things,
We are definitely moving towards mainstream. We found people come up and talk to us, and normally they want to talk about NASCAR. But last year, everybody want to talk about Ohsweken. We get to the race, like, hey, we were watching that last night. Can you believe what that happened? And that shows us that our reach is getting out there too, and the players are paying attention to what we've got going on.
and it shows that the working together aspect that you're talking about is really helping bring that to that level.
Well, Glenn's the number one guy at that. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the other tracks are kind of closed-chested, like this is our deal. Everybody, you do your deal, I'll do our deal. And like even with some of our close competitors, I said, well, what's our plan, Glenn? Like these tracks are going to open and he says, let's work with everybody. So that's been great for me as a manager to know I've got his support to help out all these other tracks, get them going like what we've done. We've been closed, but we have all these sprint car races. We got 100 teams. We got to find races for them because they all committed to come to our side of the sport, and we couldn't just let them sit all year. So between Glenn, myself, some of the other tracks, and some of our supporters, we've been able to spread a bit of money down there to help get these guys up and racing. We're at about 6 races now for Glenn's class. We're about the same for the crate sprints, and it's been good that we've got all the other tracks to work with, and they all want to work with us, which is cool.
Yeah, that's amazing because it's going to take all of everybody working together to get that sport to the level that it deserves, because this is exciting product that you're bringing to the people every week.
If you've never been to the track, I love seeing new people come. And when we first started getting into the television stuff, I brought a bunch of people from Toronto who'd never been. So these are city folk, right? Never been to the races, barely ever been out in the country. They brought 8 of them, and I just watched them, their jaw drop all night long. They just couldn't believe what they saw. So I went and said, what do you think? This is amazing. We can't believe this is right here. Like Toronto needs to know about this place. So we keep trying to push the word out and do, as much as we can. But I think, advertising is a tough buy. We really stopped a lot of our print ads, a lot of our radio ads. We haven't done radio for about 5 or 6 years. It's so hard to quantify whether it works or not.
We just invested in ourselves. Yeah. Right.
When it comes to the superstars, we've never been afraid to just reach out to them. And I think as the Speedway's grown more popularity, I don't have to explain what we are anymore. Yeah. So I go, hey, Clint from Ohsweken Speedway, we're a dirt track and Six Nations, Southern. They're like, oh yeah, we know. Like even when I went to PRI with Kevin this year, it was not a hard sell this year. We didn't have to explain it. Everybody knows who we are because Glenn's done such a good job of promoting it. And we have all these superstars that come in and love it and talk great things about it. We've got such a magical place. And, I don't even think you could have imagined it would turn into such a perfect place,
That's what I was saying. There was an interview that I was listening to myself. It was bigger than I imagined, larger than I dreamed.
That's a good way to put it. You literally have the field of dreams in your backyard from the movie. If you build it, they will come. We've seen that grow, and I think that really helped put us on the map, bringing in the superstars. It really did. A lot of times.
It really did. It's amazing to see the caliber of talent that has come through there already, and will continue to come through there. I'm sure. Let's talk about the parts store. What is that?
So Ohsweken Speedway Racehorse is our new parts store. We'll be located right at the Speedway eventually. But the idea is, we've got all these sprint car drivers who have come over to us. And when I say come over to us, they were racing other things, be it asphalt, racing in late models or go-karts. Now they come into the sprint car world. Well, there isn't really a sprint car parts dealer anywhere here in Ontario. So you'd have to go to Ohio or Pennsylvania or New York, and now you're paying duty, exchange rates. All that was tough to get sprint car parts. So, we figured it'd be best to bring in a parts business, consumables, tear-offs, everything right there that they can get it. And, we've been selling engines for a long time now. It's going to be our next bit of evolution. Because like we said, I gave Glenn a pitch maybe 6 months ago. I said, we've taken over the Speedway world. Everybody knows who Ohsweken is. Everybody knows how great it is. We won that battle. Now let's take over the broadcasting world through G-Force and the parts world through OSR and really start to dominate what we can do with the sprint car world here, because we've got such an amazing bunch of teams that have committed to us. We're looking at over 100 teams now that have sprint cars in this area that race with us. We're closing on 55 on the one side. Then you've got, we're closing in close to 35 to 40 on the other side. Before long, we're going to be over 100 sprint car teams racing with us on Friday nights. Our slogan is, nobody has more wins at the Speedway than our team. So come see us and we'll get you in the winner's circle.
Amazing.
And now Glenn's a little bit tighter with Kyle Larson, and his schedule's not as busy as it was. We're hoping to get Kyle up this year, but we'll work on that for next year.
Amazing. Thanks for watching Friday Night Thunder podcast with Clint and Geoffrey, Glenn Styres. I'm Derek Miller. We'll see you again. For more information on the Friday Night Thunder television series and to find out how to watch it, check out our social media or go to our website.
Friday Night Thunder!
Perfect, I love it. That's awesome.